Hi, I'm Dr. Doris, and you are so welcome. This is the AHA series number 6. And the question today is from Michelle from France. Welcome, Michelle. Your question is the following. My father beat me with a belt, holding my feet up, my head hanging down extensively when I was 6 years old. I still carry this event today, and I am 63. What to do? Thank you, Michelle. And that is a real question, what to do. Because this, what happened to you, is really wrong and it is terrible. Not only being beaten, but with a belt and hanging upside down, how humiliating. And it's a truly traumatic event. And many times, traumatic events stay with us for a long time. Now, traumatic events can be handled and treated in many different ways. For example, in most therapies, you will be led back to recover the memory, to get details of the memory, and to somehow re-experience it again, which can have some revealing effects, and which at least maybe create some awareness of the reasons why you are maybe afraid, or still carry a problem with men, or have difficulties in relationships, trusting. Maybe there is some buried fear. Because for you asking me this question, I'm certain that there are effects in your life today that make you ask this question, and that makes me, let's say, that gives me the right to say it is traumatic. It means it's deep and obviously stuck in your subconscious mind as you are still replaying this memory. Now, it is understandable, and in many therapeutic techniques, this will be revisited, recovered, in some way re-experienced, which can be helpful, or at least give information, make you experience links between what is happening today and what happened in the past. I have some good news for you here today by saying that this re-experiencing or going over it again and again is not required. And also, today with 63, remembering this event that is long back when you were 6, is also not required. Now, there is something required, because what is a trauma? A trauma is basically a very strong neuro code. It has some neuro intensity in your memory because it was very, very emotional, humiliating, affecting your probably confidence, trust, maybe even your self-love. And so it has to be looked at, it has to be handled, and it has to be reprogrammed. And when it is sufficiently and successfully reprogrammed, it will be of no significance in your life anymore. Yes, this is possible. And it is possible in a few ways. In emotional intelligence, we believe that emotions have to be expressed and let out. So one message I would like to give you here today, Michelle, is that the violator has to be beaten back. So simple exercises in privacy, closed rooms, not with others, but in a way very ethically and respectfully. You will get a space and pillows, maybe padded walls, and the sufficient emotional release equipment for you to physically let all this anger out against the violator. Nothing is wrong with your father. Many parents in that age were educated to beat children. It has nothing to do with your father, but it has to do with putting things right, because he violated you as a child, and that anger remained with you, and it is part of this trauma. And so to successfully release trauma, this anger has to get out. And the best way it gets out in a primary important way is physical anger release techniques that an emotional release therapist or anyone from our emotional intelligence facilitator community will be able to do. That is the first step, and typically some peace will enter, because in some way it is an experience of justice. Does it make sense? Pause for a moment and think about it. Does it make sense that emotional, intelligent, physical anger release brings inner justice? Pause. Thank you. If you agree, then the next step will be to identify exactly where the emotion lives today in your body. Because obviously when you're 63, Michelle, remembering what happened when you were 6, this emotion is still, so to speak, identified or associated in your body. So the technique number 2 I suggest for you to do is to identify the fabric of the emotion. Where does it live? In which part of your body, which could be the feet that were held, it could be the heart where you cried out horribly and probably very long and probably very often. It could be your belly because it's your emotional center. It could be any part of your body that will come when I or anybody would get the chance to ask you particular questions to bring forth the size, the color, the shape, the dimension, the depth, the temperature, the sound, the sentence or words that go with it, and any attributes of the representation of this emotion, in order to then put the emotion out. Yes, that helplessness and crying is not you today, Michelle, because you're 63. It's the 6-year-old helpless, humiliated, put down, terribly traumatized 6-year-old girl emotion. And that emotion you can place anywhere. You will be invited to bring it out, put it at a place in your room, in your garden, into the sky, wherever you wish to put it, and make a difference and say, this is the 6-year-old helpless emotion, and it is not me today. She had to be helpless because she was 6 and she couldn't do anything. She couldn't even say anything afterwards. She could only cry and sob. And it's not me today. Michelle, say, I'm 63 and over there is this 6-year-old Michelle's very sad and traumatized emotion. This is called disassociation. And when you disassociate, it's kind of like a whole story. It's not just with one part. Probably, mostly, there will be also an internalized voice, something like a father voice, or some part in you that is maybe like a critique or that is very strict. And that voice also has to be discovered because it's still living in you. Otherwise, that helplessness or humiliation could not continue to vibrate in you today. So after putting out 2, maybe even 3 emotions, again, an inner neutralness and peace may result, which you deserve. And I encourage you to do this. Michelle, please do something about this. So being aware and putting the emotions out, does that make sense to you, Michelle, and everybody else? For a moment, pause and think about this wrongful association or internalization of the past in the body, and the idea of putting it out, setting it right in some way, again, being aware and disassociating. Think about it, please. Pause. Thank you. And then the third step, Michelle, I suggest for you to do is to do a wonderful reprogramming process. There are several that are very, very powerful. They are called resolving humiliation and shame with neuro-linguistic programming techniques. There is another process that would work here, probably one would have to test it, called releasing emotional enmeshment, which is a very powerful process. And another way of reprogramming would also be using a timeline in which you put the past in the past, gather resources and represent a future evolved you, and possibly let the future evolved, wise, spiritual, resourceful you speak to that 6-year-old and create some sort of integration. And certainly, Michelle, one step I think you should do after step 2 is putting light and love into the place in you from which you have put the emotion out. To put light and love and maybe your favorite color and maybe laser beams of trust and peace into that part in your body as some sort of programming, some sort of nourishing, some sort of replacing, which please do for quite a while and with intensity, so that this wound can heal, because it is not required for you to feel this anymore. I want to encourage you, Michelle, to let go of this trauma and to properly, thoroughly, effectively re-imprint this trauma with your today truth in a way that it can really be eliminated and that you will not think about it again. Justice is given, it is healed, and you can be at peace. I hope this helps you, Michelle. Thank you for your question. You have helped many who listened to this, and I hope my answers have helped you. I'm Dr. Doris. This was the AHA series about trauma, answered to Michelle from France. I thank you and look forward to the next AHA series. I'm Dr. Doris, and you are welcome.